What's going on, you guys? I am back here with part 2 of my iOS 7 in-depth review. So, let's go ahead and start off where I left off. Where I left off in the previous video was I was giving a look at the Photos app and its new features. So, now in part 2 of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the major design changes. I'm going to be basically going over and going inside of every single app on the home screen to give you guys a look at how every one of them look and show you some of their slight new features that they have incorporated inside of them. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting with the Messages app here. Let me make sure I do not have any contacts showing here real quick. Okay, I'm all good here. So this is a text message that GameStop has sent me. Let me get a drink real quick. Okay, mouth is kind of dry there. Okay, but this is a text message that GameStop has sent me. And as you guys can tell, every time you scroll, there's a kind of a cool jumping animation between the text message bubbles, so they kind of jump on top of each other when you scroll through them. And another new thing is, this is system-wide, by the way. There is a new look to the keyboard, which is really nice. The default keyboard now for pretty much every application is going to be a consistent white/gray tone to it. And then certain apps will make the entire background a transparent black, which I find really cool. I'd rather it look... Oops, I kind of hit the camera. I'd rather it look like the black color because it's more cool and sleek looking, but it doesn't really matter. So this... You can also add a photo, and as you can tell, there is also new design to the pop-up options here. Normally, they would just have like a little bubble and give you the... Man, I keep hitting the camera. It's in an awkward position. A little bubble that you would select it, but now it's more of a flat design, as everyone has rumored it to be. Basically, the entire operating system, is flat. But anyway, that's the messaging app. Let's go ahead and switch over to Calendar. As you can tell, we have a brand new look to the Calendar app. So you can get a year view, of course. So let's go ahead and click on January. Now we're in month view, which you can, of course, scroll through all of your months. Then if you want to get to day view, hit today. Go like that. Click on the current day, and then there you go. You'll show all of your calendar events for that day. And then if you want to scroll through each of the days, like so, scroll through each of them like that, and you are good. And you still have the ability to go to your calendars and view and choose all of your calendars that you would like to view. Really nice. And you can still hit the plus button here and add a current event. So you still have all of the standard options to add to an event. Really nice. So that is the Calendar app. Very nice. I don't need to go into the Photos app because you guys already saw that in part 1 of this video. Same thing with Camera. So let's go ahead and jump over to Videos. So in here there's not much that's really changed. It's just a standard looking video app. Some aesthetical changes, like the colors down here on the buttons and everything, but overall, not too much has changed in the video app, but Apple's redesigned it slightly to fit in with every other look of iOS 7, so really cool there. Let's go and jump out. And as you guys can tell, as I've been jumping in and out of applications, there's a cool animation to when you jump in and out of an application. So let's do that again to show you guys that. Every time you click on an application, it'll launch the application right from where the app icon is sitting. So when you go out, it jumps out right on top of the app. So really, really cool animations that Apple has implemented into this update. I don't need to do YouTube because that's the standard YouTube app that you get from the App Store, so nothing's changed in there. Next up would be the Maps app, which has also been tweaked a little to fit in with the overall design of iOS 7. So as you can tell, the little radar dot here, or your current location dot, as I should say, has been redesigned to more, it's got like a blue center with a white outline to fit with the flatter contemporary design. Pretty cool. And then the overlay of the entire map application is now layered in a grayish black. Really interesting there. And then if you want to hide the controls, all you have to do is tap on the screen once, and then all the controls go away, so you can get a full screen view at the application, and so you can get a full screen view of your turn-by-turn directions. So, really cool. And then you tap again, and bam, there again. And then you also have the share button here. Share your location via message, mail, Twitter, or Facebook, and then you can also add that location to a bookmark. Pretty cool. Then you have the little eye down here to give you some options to do the standard, hybrid, or satellite mode in the map. Drop a pin, print map, report a problem, that's weird. Problem, and then you can show the traffic. So, really cool. So that's the new Maps app. Slightly tweaked, and so far I'm liking it. Up next is the redesigned weather app, which this one is a big one because the entire weather app is completely different from what it was before. It shows a lot more information, and it gives some cool dynamic weather effects right up here near the temperature. Unfortunately for iPhone 4 users, you do not get the dynamic weather in the actual weather app, which is kind of unfortunate. So you're not going to get the dynamic rain that would be giving you the cool effect of rain and everything. So it's kind of a bummer there. But overall, it's still a nice weather app for the iPhone 4. Really, really cool. And you still get the hourly forecast, so you can scroll through here and check all that out. Let's go back out. And another thing I need to note is that the 3D background, when you tilt the device like so, the iPhone 4 does not support that, unfortunately. So you're going to need a newer device such as the iPhone 4S, iPhone 5, and the newer versions of the iPad. So it's kind of unfortunate, but hey, you're getting some really, really cool features that would make up for something like that. So moving on, we have the Notes app. Also been redesigned. It's been, of course, redesigned to fit with the flat theme. So you're not going to get the notepad look anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. But really don't matter. So you want to create a new note, hit new, type whatever you want, hit done, and there you go, you have created your note. And then you can go here, and then when you want to delete that specific note, you can either click into it, hit the trash can here, or you can do the standard swipe to the right or left and hit delete, and it'll disappear. So pretty cool. Back out. So now we have the new look of the folders, which is really cool. And while I'm talking about the new folders, you also get, basically it's like InfiniFolder, the jailbreak tweak. Basically, Apple has allowed you to add hundreds of apps to your folder. So say I have 9 apps on this particular folder, on this page. And as you can see here, I can swipe over, and now I have another page of apps inside of that folder. So, really nice, much more organized, and gives you a lot more space to store your apps on your home screens. So, really cool there. So, back to the apps themselves. I'm not going to go into contacts because of course, my contact info will be in there. So, unfortunately, I cannot show that. But moving on to calculator. Brand new look to the calculator app. Much more flat design. Got a cool look to it. Everything like that. And you just go like that, swipe up on the top, and it'll remove the numbers back to 0. So pretty simple design to that. Pretty cool. Let's jump back out here. Now let's go to the compass. This is another big one. The compass used to have a wood tone to it. But Apple has redesigned that now. It's more of a contemporary, modern-looking compass. And it needs me to calibrate it, so let me do that real quick. There we are. So that is what the brand new compass looks like. So we turn it, and it can show the degree that we're pointing, like that. And you can also get a new option of swiping to the left, and you get this cool new looking little bubble thing. It's basically like a level. So if it's on a flat surface, it'll turn green and have a 0% in the middle, but if it's off center, the screen will turn black, and then you'll have negative or positive numbers in the little circle there. So really, really cool. That's an interesting feature there. So that's the compass. Go ahead and jump out. Before I continue, I need to close some of the apps because the iPhone 4 tends to crash. I need to restart because it kind of gets overloaded. Most likely because this is a beta firmware. So let me go ahead and close all these apps. There we are. So moving forward, we now have the Reminders app, which has seriously been redesigned from the previous version. As you can tell here, we have a new look, basically kind of like a cards view. So when you tap on, say, Reminders from iCloud, it'll bring it up like a card, and you can view all of your notifications, reminders, in that section of reminders. So then you tap again, it puts it back into the organizer, I guess you could say. And then we can go to this one, say the cruise packing list, jump it up here, and see everything I have to pack for the cruise. So it's pretty cool. A very, very nice redesign there. Really, really liking it. Much better and much more organized than the previous version. So, really nice. And there's another notification up top. Jump out. Now on to the Stocks app. So the Stocks app basically looks the same. It essentially just got a black background. But other than that, it basically looks exactly the same as it did before. So nothing too new there, but some slight changes. Passbook now. Passbook, once again, essentially it looks exactly the same. Nothing's really changed. All the passes look pretty much exactly the same. You navigate them all the same way and everything like that. So, whoops. It's pretty cool. So that's Passbook. Next is the clock application, which basically looks exactly the same. The world clock view, it really looks similar to iOS 6. Here is the alarm section. Another thing to note, kind of like a cool little minor change, is the little switches that you normally had in iOS 6 have now turned into a smaller, bubblier look to it, I guess. So when you turn it on, it'll turn green and it'll kind of stretch itself to turn it on and off. So, cool little aesthetical design change there. Really cool. Then we have stopwatch. As you can see, the buttons have been changed and the interface is slightly different. And then you have the stopwatch. Once again, slightly different interface. Really cool. So, let's jump back out of there. Now let's go into Game Center. Now, Game Center is another biggie because it looks absolutely nothing like the previous version. The green felt poker table look is absolutely gone. Now I get this kind of modern little ball bubble look here. And essentially what these are is it gives you your information on what's going on. So this bigger red bubble here gives you your amount of games. The blue one gives you your amount of friends. The green one is your friend requests. The purple is challenges, and the yellow is turns. Which turns is a new feature in Game Center in iOS 7. So I'll talk more about that later as I kind of get more knowledge about it, because I'm not exactly sure how it works right now. But I do know that it's basically a take-turn system. So when your friend is done with their turn, it'll alert you, letting you know it's your turn to play the game. So, really cool. And then these bubbles are also interactive, so if you want to go to your game section, you click on the red bubble. It'll give a cool animation, and it'll jump you into the Games tab, which is really, really nice. So I don't want to wait for that to load. Okay, actually it did. So there we go. Then you can go back to here, and the bubbles will pop back up and give you your information again. And another note is that all the pictures in, say, the Contacts app, FaceTime, the phone app, everything that involves a picture is now going to be circular, as you can see here. So that's a cool but minor change. So moving on, we have the new Newsstand app, which I don't particularly use too often, but it's there for the people that do. But as you can tell, they took away the wood shelf design that used to be in it. Now it's just more of a flat, more contemporary, grayish white look. Not too bad. It's not too bad looking. It's pretty cool. The iTunes Store, let me go ahead and once again close some of these apps. Alright. So, the iTunes Store. As you can tell, it's slightly been changed, but it hasn't been changed too much from the previous version. It still has the sliding ads up here at the top. Then you can scroll through all the different TV shows and music down here at the bottom. So it's slightly different, but not too much of a huge change. So let's go back out and check out the App Store now. Now the App Store, there is definitely some minor changes, but also like the iTunes Store, you still have some similarities to iOS 6. As you can see, the home page basically looks exactly like the version in iOS 6 with the scrollable pages of apps here, as well as the ads up here on the top. Then you have your tabs down here at the bottom. I kind of had mind blank there. Your tabs, featured, top charts, Near Me, which is a new tab actually, and search and update. So Near Me, essentially what that is you can make the App Store search for apps that are popular in your current area. So if there's a certain app that's really popular in your current city or town or neighborhood, the App Store will find that app and advertise it to you and give you a recommendation of it and let you know that that app is there for your use. So it's pretty cool. And another big thing is that you can now have a wish list in iOS 7, which I have been wanting this for a really long time now. So I'm really happy that Apple has bring it into iOS 7 finally. So in here you can add and browse all of your apps that you have added to your wish list. Pretty standard, just like any other wish list on a website. You add a current item in there, and then later on you can purchase it when you have the money or just decide to do so. So really nice. So that is the App Store. Next up is FaceTime, which I'm not going to show because I have contact names and contact emails in there, so unfortunately I cannot give a demo of that. Same thing with the phone app. I cannot give a demo of that really. Actually, never mind. I can go ahead and do that. I just will not go into any other tabs that involve contacts, but I can give you a look at this one. The dialer has been redesigned. And as you can tell, every time you click on a number, the background of your wallpaper shows up behind it, which I find really interesting and just gives it that cool, unique look of the operating system. But anyway, that was the quick look at the phone app. I'm not going to go into mail because once again it has my email address. So here's settings real quick. Give you guys a quick run through of settings. So as you can see, the settings app has been completely redesigned. I mean, it looks similar to iOS 6, but it's much more flat, and the icons over here on the side are definitely not the same ones as you would find in iOS 6. But a couple new tabs in the actual settings app is you now can configure settings for Compass as well as Game Center. So it's really good, gives you more control over a couple more of your apps. And then another thing is the ability to allow or disallow apps to use your internal microphone, which is pretty interesting. Then you have your settings for the Control Center, which you only have one toggle, which is access on the lock screen. Everything pretty interesting. I mean, similar to iOS 6, like I said, but redesigned to fit the look of iOS 7. Really nice. So, I already gave you guys a look at Safari and the music app, so that's essentially all of the brand new apps that you would find in the new iOS 7 update. Beta 1, of course. There's going to be more betas to be coming in the future, so I'll be covering those as well once they're released. But now, there's a couple more little slight minor changes that some of you may know, but some of you might not know. And that is, as you can tell up here at the very top, the signal bars next to your carrier are now just little dots rather than signal bars. So I thought I'd point that out. That's a cool little slight change, but very minor. Now another one, as you guys may have noticed, the Spotlight search is missing, so when you search all the way to the left, the Spotlight search section is no longer there. Where would you find it? Well, the way you would find it, or access it, is just pull down, like so, and bam, there you are. You're in the Spotlight search, and you can search your phone. So, I'm really happy Apple did this, and they hid the Spotlight search for people who only need it when they really want it. And here is what I was talking about, the new keyboard. As you can tell, the keyboard is completely dark now. So, really nice. But anyway, it works just as it would, so you can say app, and it'll search for everything that involves an app. There you go. App in your contacts, applications, notes, events, mail, and the Safari web browser. So, works just as it usually would, but it has a new user interface, and it's really nice. Go ahead and do that, and jump out, and there you go, back to your home menu, or home screen. So, that's pretty much it. If I missed anything in this in-depth review, go ahead and leave a comment below, and if I get enough comments of quite a few features that if I missed, I will go ahead and make a third follow-up video giving a look of those features. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. iOS 7 will be released later this fall, probably somewhere around September or October, just going off of when iOS 6 was released last year. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right down there. Thumbs up the video, always appreciate it. And comment below if you have any questions about what you have seen here. Or, like I said, if you have any comments about anything I missed, don't be afraid to do so, and I will be sure to get back to those comments as soon as possible. So, once again, thank you guys for watching, and, yeah, peace out till next time.